Ready to go?
Yeah.
All right. I'm very excited, everyone. Please give it up for your first comedian. He's been doing this for a little over a year or two now. 1 year, still a little bit over a year now. He's been performing. He's been doing a great job. He's produced some shows. He's produced an open mic over in Gardner's. He's been moving up in the world. And please, everyone, give a warm round of applause to Oscar Gomez.
How's it going, everyone? I'm the first one. I'm going to set the bar right behind y'all. That's the bar set. My name is Oscar Gomez. They call me the OG. I didn't choose this life. This life chose me. Yeah. And I know, it's very confusing when you look at me at first. You're like, wait a minute. Someone's pulling a fast one over me. That doesn't look like a Gomez. I get that a lot, actually. So I devised a clever system to show that I'm Mexican. That makes things fall. But yeah, so this is the way that I let people know what I am. Being Mexican is difficult though, because you have to be for sure about everything that you do, right? You got to, whatever decision you make, you got to go 100%. Because if you ever say you're on the fence about something, they kind of look at you weird. Yeah, it's also hard being an OG when you have a pinch of diabetes, right? Because nothing says that you're gangster like getting taken out my birthday cake, right? Yeah, when I was diagnosed with diabetes though, it was kind of sad, but I told my wife, silver lining, I can never have a sugar baby, I can never be a sugar daddy. Yeah, she calls me her splendid daddy. But this is how I know that she's mad at me. When it's time for us to go to bed, she'll be like, sweet dreams. She knows I can't have that, so in my sleep I sound like R. Kelly, I make an R. Kelly joke because I feel like it's appropriate time. If I did a P. Diddy joke, it's slippery slope, so. Not trying to. Got him. But outside of diabetes, I also have a little bit of autism. Astigmatism. Yeah, I do deal with the spectrum, except mine's the light spectrum, so a little bit different there. And fun fact, my dad is also an Oscar. So technically that makes me an Oscar Jr. or an OJ, if you will. Yeah. Now I know I can make jokes about that and they could probably kill and I could probably get away with it. But I'm not going to. Although when OJ passed away, I actually was kind of sad. But also happy though, because I knew the celebrity. Because before that, a guy named Carl Weathers, he passed away. I had no idea who that was, but I saw the picture, it looked like the Reading Rainbow guy. So I was just sad, I was like, butterfly in the sky. My wife was like, that's not the Reading Rainbow guy, that was Apollo Creed. Apollo Creed in the sky. I love it. But yeah, I inherited a lot of things from my dad, especially my passion for soccer. But I know that he's a little bit more passionate than I am. And the way that I know is the other day he let me use his bank card, and his PIN number wasn't my birthday or my brother's birthday or even his anniversary. It was actually his jersey number. So thanks, Dad. I appreciate it. But this is also how you know I have issues with eating and sweets. I was at work the other day, and my coworker, her and the owner of the company, they were talking about her military ranking. She was in the military, so they're talking about, oh, you're an E5, I thought you were like an E12, something like that. The whole time I'm thinking, are they talking about the vending machine? I'm more of a C13 man myself. Yeah, I know, I have issues with that. Also, there's that stutter there. I actually worked in the communication industry for 9 years. That's just a 5G network rebuffering. Don't mind that. And I am a father of a 4-year-old, so that's. I appreciate the non-enthusiasm. No, but my son is great. He has my same comedic timing. He plays this game called Don't Waste a Die. Now, before you guys judge me and teach us about train safety, I'm a responsible adult, okay? But you unlock a song as you play along, and it goes, dumb ways to die. So many dumb ways to die. I just triggered something in all of you, because some of you guys are popping your heads. So my wife was like, hey, when we go to the beach, you should get one of them bikes to pull me and your son. And I was just thinking, I can only pull one of you, but not both. And naturally, she's a feisty Latina, so she was like, what do you mean? And as I was trying to come up with words, my son in the background goes, dumb ways to die. So, dumb ways to die. Yeah. Outside of that, I've been getting older. I think we all have been getting older, right? And this is how I know. I did an interview for a podcast, and they introduced me as a relatively young comedian. And that relatively part hurt, you know, somewhere around here in the back. And I also mark my ages by where I play on the soccer field. Because when I started, I used to be a striker. I used to be fast, hungry, endurance, scoring goals. You know, E-Man knows exactly what I'm talking about. We're on the same team. And then I got to my 25s, and I lost my speed. But I had endurance, so I was midfield. I'm running up and down the field all over the place. But then I turned 27, got bigger, so they put me down to defense. At this point in my life, I think they put me on the field still, but I'm mainly the ball. They just kick me all the time. Yeah, it's no fun. Outside of that too, I love playing with them though. I hate being the friend that's out of shape. Well, I'm A shape, but I like having my fitness friends. I love supporting my friends. I'm a good friend that way. You know, if they want to be professional soccer players, go for it. If they want to be an astronaut, shoot for the stars. If they want to eat a cat or a dog, only in Ohio. I'm supportive, okay? So much so, you guys will see E-Man, he's a good looking guy, he's in shape, and like, he's a fitness influencer to a certain degree. But he started posting videos that started going slow motion, and taking his shirt off, and he's sweaty, thirst trapping, basically. And so I do what any good friend would do, I double tap that video and I share. My wife is a little bit concerned. I'm like, hey, I got it. But speaking of people that are in good shape, they find any excuse to just take their shirt off, right? I mean, when you're looking that good, I guess, but this is how I know that that's true. E-Man used to be a waiter, okay? And he was let go from that job because someone ordered a cheese dip, and he started taking off his shirt. And his manager's like, what are you doing? You're fired. And the only reason why I know that is because I'm the one that ordered the cheese dip. Now he's sad, he's crying, and I still have no cheese dip. Yeah, and then I wonder why I got diabetes, right?
All right, you know, feathers get them. That's, yeah, okay. Oh my gosh. All right, everyone. Your next performer, you've seen him before already. He's one of my favorite people. Please give it up for Oscar Gomez.
I hope you guys have seen me before. I have an emotional support wife. She gets emotional and I support her. So, yeah. She's a stay-at-home mom. I'm a stay-at-work dad. So that works. People, I'm actually from California, so from the other coast. That's right. I love that I'm from California, LA specifically. But the only thing is there's a lot of pressure when that happens, especially when it comes to parties, because there's a theme song about Californians know how to party, right? My problem is I moved out of California when I was 6. So I don't know how to adult party, but my kids' birthday parties are pretty dope. We'll say that. But I had to leave there because my parents, they were too afraid that I grew up to be a cholo. Yeah, Mexican gangster. But there's nothing gangster about me though. Like, you know, they'd be like, hey, we gotta go do crimes. And I'd be like, stay back and handle the books. You know, I'm a terrible friend because I don't remember my friends' last names, but I'm a good friend to do crimes with, you know? Because, like, they would commit a crime, like, who robbed this bank? I know his name is Juan. I guess you could say he's the Juan that got away. I like that one too. But the other thing is, like, I would be too afraid to be a cholo just because of the nicknames that they give. They always choose a characteristic, right? You got Spooky, she's yawning so she's sleepy. You know, they look at me and be like, hey, it's a 7-Eleven. It's tough. It's tough. No, it's cool. Look, I know how I look, and being in the South is pretty interesting because I receive it from both with my own kind and other kinds as well. So I'm just a lightning rod for those kind of jokes. It's terrible. But I did get back on track here. I did come up with some ideas. I want to work with some cholos to help reform them, get their life back on track. You know, let them. I would teach them in prison to get their real estate license. Quite honestly, the name of the business would sell itself. It would be called Holmes Real Estate. If you guys didn't like that, then maybe we can teach them to help underprivileged kids be better writers, and that business is going to be called Essay. Oh yeah, I got tons of these good ideas out here for businesses. You know, just come to me. You guys know the energy drink Celsius 5G network? Yeah? Well, I came up with a competitor, all right? The competitor is going to have high fructose corn syrup, butter, cheeseburger juice. It's going to have a heavy V8 engine, gets 2 miles to the gallon, and the name of the company is Fahrenheit. Taking energy drinks to a whole nother degree. It's a good one, right? It's a good one. Well, how about this next one? I know my wife is looking at me over there. She's like, oh my God. But this next one, you guys ever go to lunch when you're at work? You guys get a lunch? Good. Plot twist. I work for the Department of Labor. I'm glad everyone said yes. But yeah, so you're on lunch at work, right? And you go to Popeyes or something, you get yourself some chicken tendies. I say tendies because I'm relatively young. And you don't want to eat by yourself, so, you know, you get on this app, and there's other people there that go to Chick-fil-A or other chicken spot getting some tendies as well, and you swipe left or right, and if you match, then you go eat lunch with that person, right? And the name of this app is going to be called Tender. Yeah, they come out of nowhere. Look, I know I need help. All right? I don't deny that. That's why, especially for men, go get mental health if you need it. Right? Go to therapy. Let's give it up for that. You want to clap for that? You guys started off really slow. There was no joke in that. That was real stuff. But yeah, I go to therapy. I found out I have commitment issues, but it's not how you guys think. It's the opposite of commitment issues. I overcommit to things. That's how I ended up with 2 therapists. I don't know how to tell one about the other. So one of them, she's actually working. The other one, I got to make stuff up. So the one that makes stuff up, I said I got pognophobia and glossophobia. So for those who don't know, that's fear of beards and fear of public speaking. Ironic, I know. And she thinks she earned her deductible because clearly I'm here. But this last time I had no idea what to tell her, so I was listening to the Backstreet Boys in the car, don't judge me. And so I get there, and she's like, what's bothering you today? You know? And I was like, I got an irrational fear to the Backstreet Boys. She's like, tell me why. And the first therapist isn't much better because I'm, crying my eyes out about my childhood, and they're like, Oscar, why don't you break it down for me? My dad left me when I was 3. This weird therapy that I go to, right? All right, guys. Well, that was my extra time, so I hope you guys had an extra meeting.